Hello, you're watching World Talks on TVP World. My name is Sasha Farbach. Now, Estonia's government has lost its parliamentary majority after two MPs quit the parties of Prime Minister Kristen Michal's ruling coalition on Monday, leaving it with just 50 seats in the 101-member parliament. Now, the government remains in power, but the defections come at a sensitive moment, ahead of a 2027 parliamentary election, a difficult budget battle, and with national security firmly at the top of Estonia's political agenda. Now, joining us now to discuss it further is Tomasz Zduńczyk, Baltic and Nordic Analyst at the Polish Institute of International Affairs. Thanks for joining us here in the studio.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
So let's look at how bad this is. What does this mean for the government? It's a weaker government, hasn't lost power, but how difficult is it going to be to make anything happen and get anything done?
Okay, so I would say that it's not losing power, but the majority, because now there is an ongoing discussion in Estonia. How can we manage this crisis? So there is a discussion about leaving this government to the end of the term, to make them to work to the end of the term, or to make even the motion of no confidence to the Kristen Michal's government. But I have to underline that there is no such a movement in opposition parties. They want to form a new government because we have only 7 months to the parliamentary elections, and we also have the presidential elections next month. So there is no, I would say that the opposition parties are not eager to take the responsibility for the government, to make the new government. So yes, so now we also are waiting for the decisions of another MPs from the Reform Party and the ST200 to leave the coalition, because there are rumors that this is not the only two members want to leave it.
Okay, so numbers may actually change,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but let's deal with the numbers we have. And I think what's interesting is the kind of profile that these MP had, and they very much played a key role in defense.
Yes.
Now, both of them, one a former general, the other one also very much tied into long-term strategic goals. What does that tell us, if anything? Should people be worried that these two key defense figures are now out?
So I would say like that Stoyanescu, so this former ambassador to the US, was the chairman of the National Defense Committee. The Melis Kili, so this general, was a member of the National Defense Committee in the parliament. So yeah, there is because like the National Defense Committee within the Riigikogu, so within the Estonian parliament, is the most important committee, I would say. So there were ongoing discussions about how to deal with the policy of the Minister of Defense, so the Hanno Pevkur, because there were discussions about the military, the military spendings, the military. About the military pensions also, so that's why Kili resigned, because there were some his amendments about the military pension system, which was which was like the Reform Party resigned of dealing with it. So, but the National Defense Committee is very, I would say, discussionable committee, so the conflicts within the deputies who are in the national committees, like the normal basic day in the parliament. So I would say we have to look at it, and we will have like for me now, I cannot say anything about what it will be for the national defense spendings of Estonia, or the military policy.
Right, yeah. Because we know that Estonia spends quite a lot, one of the top NATO spenders really in terms of GDP for defense. It's also very much right there on the border with Russia. There's a lot of hybrid attacks. We see constant activity also in the Baltic. I mean, this is a very key pillar of NATO at the moment. So I suppose when someone's looking at this, you just mentioned that this particular committee is quite an important one in terms of national defense and security. Do you think that, is this really more of an internal politics, or is this something deeper? I mean, one of these individuals that you mentioned, I believe Mr. Kili, says that his views of Estonia's national defense and the long-term development have increasingly diverged from the ruling party. So translate that to us a little bit.
So I would say this is the matter of internal policy in Estonia, because now we are waiting for the presidential elections. We are also waiting for the parliamentary elections, so there can be also there is a possibility that this is like kind of tactical preparations to the elections. But as the Kristen Michal declared, they will try to spend even more than 5% on defense, and the plan doesn't change because of the losing majority in the parliament. So I would say this will be the internal policy thing of Estonia, and it will not, I would say, harm the NATO policy within the Baltic states.
Yeah, and also a quote from the Prime Minister, I believe, from Estonia yesterday, longer speech, but he says, we must, quote, we must seek compromises and cooperate in getting important things done for Estonia. Compromise. That's going to rattle a few people there. So how is that going to impact defense?
So I would say that the big majority of MPs in parliament, even the opposition, are agree on that the Estonia has to spend 5% on the defense. There is like kind of discussions about how can we spend this money, but not about like should we spend it. So there will be the discussions about the military spendings, as I mentioned, the military pension system, because the Kili proposal was that to give more money to people who cannot serve because of the healthcare problems, So it will be. There will be discussions, but I would say that it won't harm the Estonian policy towards the NATO, towards the national defense. So there is like the agreement, all coalition.
And also, let's take a quick look. Just explain to us a little bit about the situation right now on the eastern flank, that Baltic, the northern outpost really for the Baltic states, Estonia. We have one of the framework battle groups there. We have NATO troops present there. Tell us a bit more about this. Also, a new air defense, I think, contingency coming in from Turkey. I think some F-16s are going to be operating from there. So tell us a bit what Estonia has, how important it is to the eastern flank and Baltic security right now.
Okay, so after the NATO summit in Ankara, there was the big change in the Baltic air policing mission. So this is now the air defense mission. That's why there will be more, the fighters who are operating their fighter jets are more capable to destroy some kind of targets, drones or etc. Estonia is one of the pillars of the Baltic air policing, Baltic air defense mission, because they have the base in Estonia where the NATO fighter jets operate, and Estonia is also now helping the Latvia with the migration problem, because they've sent another group of the
from Belarus, right?
On the Latvian-Belarus border. So they've sent another group of their border guardians. So I would say that Estonia will the foreign policy, the defense policy of Estonia will not change because of this kind of crisis, because there is the whole party agreement that we have to spend more, we have to have more NATO troops on our soil. Now we have the posture review of US, so we will wait what the administration in Washington DC will decide about the posture in Baltic states, but they are there is as I said, the all-party agreement that the defense and foreign policy will not change.
Right.
There is every coalition which can we imagine after the elections will stand firmly as a NATO state, as a ally for Poland. So there will be no changes.
Yeah, and also I think increasingly more cooperation with the Nordic-Baltic 8 as well, so more cooperation there. But it sounds like what you're saying is that despite this political wrangling internally, defense and security, that goes across party lines.
Yes, there is like, you know, as Kili said, that there is like kind of discussions or even the conflicts about how can we spend the money, how can we prepare the pension system for soldiers, how can we prepare our forces, what kind of equipment we have to buy. But there is no like kind of discussion, should we spend it? There is like, how can we? There is like some opinions, some conflicts, I would say, some discussions, but like the main target is the same for all of them, to spend more money on defense, to be the firm NATO ally, and to be prepared for the Russians.
Right, so nevertheless, a small country, but punching way above its weight, always has been in terms of defense, really critical part of the Baltic, but also the eastern flank. And it's going to be reassuring to hear that no matter who's in charge, that defense will remain number one. Look, thanks so much for coming in. Tomasz Zduńczyk there, Polish Institute of International Affairs. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching World Talks, but do stay right here on TVP World for more. Goodbye.